clicking on this video. I wanted to jump in here and do a quick review on the Trout mount rod carrier. I actually just was packing this up and doing a trip with Project Healing Waters tomorrow. If you don't know what that is, it's a really cool organization for disabled veterans for fly fishing. Just an amazing program. I'm a mentor with them, and it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't checked it out. So there's a little pitch for them. I also, but like I said, I wanted to jump in and do this review of this real quick. Sorry for the shaky camera. My mount that I have is for my camera is not great. But I wanted to be able to run around with it. So full disclosure, I'm a part-time guy to kind of do it for fun. I did get this at a slight discount. These Trout mounts I think are $300. I paid pretty close to that, but it was something I really wanted to get and try because I've seen a lot of buddies have stuff rigged up, and there are those straps that you can get that go back and forth, in your car. And I never really liked them much. I mean, I appreciated the ingenuity, but I didn't like what they did, or the straps and how they work. And I really thought this was pretty ingenious when this came out. So we'll start with the back. Just so you know, I'm in a Jeep Wagoneer. It's basically the same size. It's a little bit larger than a Tahoe, a little bit shorter than like a Suburban, to kind of give you an idea. So I've got the third row seats folded down right here. You can see these hold 6 rods. And so kind of a couple cool things. I'm going to tell you the things I liked and some things that I thought that there's like room for improvement. And again, I get nothing if you guys buy these. It's just I kind of enjoy doing honest reviews. I am going to put a link for Trout mounts down here in the description. So again, hold 6 rods. The really cool part, in my opinion, is that this, which you can see there, these mount via suction cups to the rear window. They do also come with a strap that you can go around your handles up top if you've got a shorter vehicle. The thing that I think is one of the most ingenious things is this clip. Let's see if I can get over there. This clip right here, and the way that goes on and off. Really nice the way it supports the rod. It holds on to it. And if you're in a rough road, it's got this other piece right here that will allow you to fold a rod back on itself. Man, that would be a pain. I would not want to do that. But you can, I guess. I have not tried it, nor would I want to try it. So again, you can fit 6 rods. You can adjust these slide back and forth. I also appreciate that this, what appears to be aluminum, so it's pretty firm and doesn't really shake or wobble too much. Before we go up front, one of the things I did not like were the suction cups that these came with. They were actually too sticky. They actually have an adhesive on them that they stick to the window, and man, they do not come off. And so for me, one of the reasons I like this, because I actually have a Riversmith 4-banger that I like to take as well. Love that thing. Love how it protects the rods, especially with the new foam pieces they have, just so you guys know. So this, to me, serves a different purpose. Either A, you're trying to do something on a budget because these are cheaper than the Riversmiths. Riversmiths are amazing. Or B, you're like me and I just need something that it's a short trip. Maybe I'm guiding for a day up in the South Platte, or again, doing something with Project Healing Waters. I'm gonna be able to throw stuff in. I don't wanna take the time to put my Riversmith on and off my Jeep here. And so I want something quick, easy, or I will even take this on a trip because if I've got my rods broken down for some reason, I can always put it up and it takes me 30 seconds, which is pretty cool. But man, those suction cups that they come with are sticky. And so it almost made it to where you couldn't take them off. You had to pry them off. And I know why they did that, because this bouncing around, you actually have a fair amount of weight. And these are, composite reels. But I mean, if you have a bunch of heavier rods or something like that, I could see that being an issue. So what I did is I replaced them. They also have this ability to do a bunch of different angles, which kind of made it a little bit tough to put in. I replaced these with I think it's $15 for 2 of these suction cups. There's a button that you press in, you flip this lever out, it's stuck on your glass pretty well. I always put like a little bit like rubbing alcohol in there, and it seems to stick great for the day. I haven't had it fall off yet. So again, that's a little bit of a gripe for me. I think they were a little bit too sticky, but again, really, really cool. Another thing I love about Trout mounts, they say it's designed, built, and assembled in the US. Love supporting US companies. Especially when so much stuff is outsourced. So let's jump up front real quick. Again, I'm in a Wagoneer. This is not the really long one. I did something a little different here. So here's the front mount. This originally, they have this so it can be mounted on a suction cup. I actually took it, put a little camera mount up here, and then this is a clothes hanger. So because I do not have a sunroof, which allows you to use this, and for me, I don't know if you can tell, these rods do not quite touch my windshield. Now I could reach them all the way in, but also I fish with different length rods. So I'm a pretty big Euro guy, and so I almost always have a Euro rod with me, but then, you know, I've got a lot of 9'5" weights or 9'6" weights as well. And so that variation in distance became a little bit of a problem. One thing you're gonna see, there's some cracks up in here. That's my fault. I over tightened it when I installed this mount here. I thought this clear thing was a little stupid at first. I was like, man, they put this, you know, chintzy little piece of plastic in there that cracked. Again, my fault. But it actually allows you to see out the pack. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty smart design. You know, it's gonna make it so if it's on your windshield, you have less of a blind spot, or you can look out your rearview mirror and see it. I do like that these are rubber, they're soft. They make it so, you know, your rod, you know, the rods don't really bang around. They also make it so your rods kind of come to a point. You can see most of these rods are all within a few inches of each other, these tips up there. You will have them kind of go clickety-clack and bang around. I don't like that. All I do is just take a little bit of actually the wires that come with the, like the twist ties that come with your new fly line. I just take that and wrap it around the tip. Perfectly solid. So if it's up against your windshield, you might get that clickety-clack there as well. But one tip that I figured out is I mount this off to the right side of my vehicle, so those rods kind of come in at an angle. And the really nice part is it leaves my driver position open, more visible. It does crowd my passenger a little bit if I have one, but I really like doing it that way instead. And again, if I've got nobody in there, because I'm either going up to go meet some clients or I'm just going out fishing myself, it's a really nice, you know, the fact that it's angled off is pretty cool. And again, you can slide those pieces in the rear, right? However you want to slide them. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I guess the question is, would I buy this again? Yes. Would I pay the full $300 for it? I would. I think that, and again, I paid pretty close to that. I think that it's worth it. I think that it's a good design. I think that they need to maybe think about their suction cups a little bit. You know, again, I'm assuming, like I said, I'm assuming this was my issue because I literally tightened it down and I heard it crack. So I doubt that would happen, but it is just kind of held through a pretty thin piece of clear plastic up there. So I don't know, but I don't know how it's going to hold up over time, but it seems to be holding up fine for me. I just put a washer on there and it seems to distribute that weight pretty well. But yeah, definitely worth a look. Again, I like supporting American companies and companies that build stuff here. And you know, I met the owner at the fly fishing show. Super nice guy. I think it was his wife that was there too. She was great. And you know, they're actually here in Arvada, Colorado. So pretty cool. Definitely worth a look. Especially for those people who maybe don't want to run around with rod vaults on your car all the time, or river smiths on your car all the time. This is a great solution, especially if you have an SUV. You can even use this in a truck. If you've got a truck with a topper, it can go through, you know, that slider window if you have a slider window. That's nice. And again, you can use it in small cars. And, you know, you might have to bow those rod tips or something like that. Or again, you can even break it in half. I still think that'd be a pain. But here's my favorite thing, and this is just in general. If you can get on the river with your stuff rigged up, it's such a better start to your day. We've all been at that position, especially with how crowded it is here in Colorado now, where, you know, you pull up to a spot and you're rigging up and somebody else comes up and they're already rigged and they hop out and they go take your spot. Now, I would always encourage people, you know, hey, if you get there and somebody else is rigging up, ask them, say, hey, where are you going? Are you going upriver, downriver, whatever? Just, we are a self-regulated hobby, right? Meaning nobody teaches us etiquette and nobody enforces etiquette. So let's try to have good etiquette, right? But this allows you to get there, slide those rods out and just go, which I really like. And it locks with your car, which is great. Or, you know, if you're going to a place you're worried about your river smith getting cut off the top of your car or something like that, this is a good solution too. But yeah, so sorry, my phone freaked out there for a second. But I think it's a good purchase and definitely worth a look. And especially, like I said, if you can get on the river quicker, that's pretty nice. And you don't have to, it's not something you gotta, you know, put underneath your windshield wipers or get one of those others. Because even those other mounts that mount on the outside, you're not driving to the river and driving on the highway with those most of the time, right? You're getting there, you're assembling your rod, and then you're running up and down the river with those. Whereas these, you can leave your rods set up like I do, and I just have them vertical on my wall in my garage, and then I grab them, pull them, slide them in, and I'm good to go. So it makes my day a lot better. And even just personally, it's nice. And it's nice at the end of the day, I don't have to de-rig my rod. I just throw it in there, come home, hang it up on the wall, and it's good to go for next time. So definitely give these guys a look. And, you know, again, if you want something more expensive and really a little more permanent as well, check out the Riversmiths as well. I'm just a big fan of those guys. Are really cool up in Boulder, and I appreciate what they do as well. But you know, for the price point of $300, the time and energy and effort and anxiety it's going to save you, this trout mount's pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry it's an 11-minute video, but just kind of wanted to give you the overview of everything. And yeah, see you on the river.